Oh, hang on a minute, I says. You better tell us your name first, hadn't you? So he says, my name's Smith and I come from Bury. So I says to him, oh, that's funny, 'cause my name's Smith and I come from Bury and all. Which street? He says, Victoria Street. Oh, I says, isn't that funny, 'cause I come from Victoria Street and all. At me and my long-lost brother what run away to see you when he was 7. Hey, I says, but what'll happen if my mam catches me up here on Great Orme with my own brother?
What did he say then?
Nothing, he just took his hand off me knee and went out with my pal for the rest of the holiday.
I bet you never made that mistake again.
Oh, give over. I've even reminded fellas since of what false names they was using, just so they keep the drinks coming. You know, fellas think that when we go on holiday, we leave our brains at home.
How much did this cost?
What? That? Oh, about £2 a deep press.
Smashing.
Well, it's like my dad used to say before we was ruined in the Wall Street crash.
What was that?
You have got to speculate to accumulate. I mean, think of all the spending money we'll save in Torquay when that starts wrapping itself round the nearest fella.
Irma,
Yeah.
about Torquay.
Yeah, what about it?
I'm sorry, I'm not coming.
You what?
I can't.
Since when?
Last night, I suppose.
Why, what happened last night, or is that an embarrassing question?
Don't be daft. Nothing happened last night. It's just that, well, me and Frank had a talk and I've decided I can't come.
Did he ask you not to come?
He needs me, Irma.
Oh, no, don't tell me he really said that.
Well, it's more than anybody else has ever said to me, and it's true, he does need me.
Oh, I know, it's true, yes, of course, because if you go away for a week, who's going to provide his meals and pay for all his drinks at the Rovers?
That's a rotten thing to say.
Well, it's because it's the rotten truth, isn't it? Oh, Bet, don't make a fool of yourself. Go on, please come on the holiday. And he'll still be here when you come back, and if he's not worth bothering with, is he?
Look, it's no use you going on at me, Irma. I've made my mind up. I just don't want to be away from Frank for a week, and that's that.
And what about my holiday then, or doesn't that matter?
I've said I'm sorry, kid.
Oh, you said you're sorry, so that makes everything all right, does it? A fat lot of good sorry's going to be to me when I'm stuck in Torquay on my own.
You will remember, won't you, Mrs. Walker?
Remember?
Yeah, I'll not be in next week.
I remember no such thing.
Yeah, what? But I told you last week that Irma had asked me to look after the shop while she goes on her holidays.
Yes, and if I remember rightly, I told you that I would consider the matter and let you know nearer the time whether I could or could not release you.
But he never mentioned it, so naturally I assumed that
You had no right to make that assumption. I said I would think about it, and I have thought about it.
Han?
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't spare you, not at the present time.
Well, what's so special about things all of a sudden?
I would have thought that was obvious. By this time tomorrow, my name will be over that door, and the entire eyes of this street will be on me, wondering what sort of a job I'm going to make of it.
Well, I'm sure Miss Nugent had come in.
Look, Miss Nugent has her own career to follow. In any case, this is one occasion when I really must insist on fielding my strongest team.
But I've already told Irma.
Well, I'm afraid you'll just have to tell her that you can't. After all, it is a question of priority.
And what if I decide not to tell her?
Oh, well, of course, that is entirely up to you. But nobody is irreplaceable.
Oh.
Hello, Ray. You're an early bird.
Aye, well, it's the early bird that catches the worm, isn't it, Mrs. Walker? Mind you, I've never gone much on raw meat at this time of the morning.
You've come to put my sign up for me, haven't you?
Well, not exactly, no.
Oh?
I've come to tell you I can't. Not till tomorrow at least. You see, I've got an assignation with the first floor burst in Rosamond Street.
But, Ray, you promised. You definitely said you'd do it for me today.
Yes, well, I realise that, Mrs. Walker, but needs must, eh? With the bathtub floating down the landing.
It's really a matter of priorities, isn't it?
Well, I'm sorry, like, but that's the way it is. Well, well, if it isn't the angel of Coronation Street, off on another intrepid mission of mercy, I'll be bound.
Shut your rotten face, Langton.
How's it going, kid?
Oh, great.
Oh, aye.
Of course.
I believe you. Thousands wouldn't.
Please yourself.
Hey, tell me something.
What?
Has that dirty old man you've been ministering to chased you around the three-piece suite yet?
You know what's wrong with you, don't you, Langton?
There's nothing wrong with me, darling. I have it on very good authority.
For all you know, one of these days you might end up like Mr. Noblett.
Ah, don't kid yourself. I've got plans for my old age.
Oh?
Yeah, I'm going to have pots of cash and a great big knobbly walking stick. And when I bang on that bedroom floor, they better come running or I'll cut them out of me will. Why, Mrs. Sharples? And what a pleasure it is to see one of our senior citizens in such fine fettle for her first milk stout of the day. But I think there's something you ought to know. They're not open yet. Good morning, Mrs. Ogden.
Oh, morning.
You're looking very well. Have you and your Stan been doing your yogi again?
Just clean living, that's what does it.
Oh, well, I must try it sometime. When I've naught better to do.
Oh, hello, Chuck.
Hi.
I was hoping I might catch you.
Oh.
Well, it's about our Irma on this holiday, like.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she's a good girl as our Irma, you know, underneath it all, like. But, well, she's inclined to be a bit easily led when she's on her holidays, you know. So I was wondering if you'd sort of keep an eye on her for me.
Well, I would if I could, Hilda, only I'm not going.
Oh?
Sorry.
Now I know why they make them do it in prison.
What?
Sewing mailbags. Now,
Thanks, love.
is there any more little domestic chores you'd like me to do while I'm in the mood? Renovating, dry cleaning?
Yes, a nice pair of flannels upstairs could do with the press.
Oh, no. Oh, no, that was a rule in the lazy, hazy days of Dennis Tanner.
What was?
Pressing beautiful trousers is a full-time occupation for them as creases them. Besides, I've got a day's work to do. I wonder if I'll ever get used to it.
Get used to what?
Seeing you in a boiler suit.
Does it bother you?
No, not if it doesn't bother you.
No, it doesn't. I've worn a boiler suit before. Usually a hand-me-down from my brothers. I'm not going to wear this for very long, you know.
Are you very disappointed then, Chuck?
What do you mean disappointed?
About not going to Torquay?
Who said I'm not going?
Oh, well, I was just talking to Bet Lynch and I thought...
Well, we all know what Thought did, don't we?
Are you going to Torquay then?
Of course I'm going.
On your own?
Yes.
Oh, well, will you be all right on your own, Chuck? I mean, all that way down there?
Oh, don't worry, Mother. I shan't take any sweets from strange men, and if I want to cross the road, I'll ask the nearest lollipop man.
Oh, it's not the same on your own, though, is it?
I don't know.
Oh, no, you want a bit of company on your holidays.
Do you reckon?
Oh, yeah. Funny, place I've always wanted to go to is Torquay.
Mum, are you by any chance trying to say something in that very suckle way of yours?
Oh, only that I don't want your holiday spoiled, Chuck. I mean, you need a change just like I need a change. And, well, if you were stuck, you know, I'm sure your dad could manage on his own for a bit.
You mean you and me in tandem, like?
Yeah, well, purely to help you out, love.
Well, why not? I mean, I can just see it now. Mother and daughter all done up in the war paint.
That's right, Chuck.
And Martin boggles at what we might get up to. Don't you think that's a very exciting idea, Lucille?
What?
Me and my mum on holiday together, hunting as a pair.
Oh, they used to do it all the time in the olden days.
They are, you see. It's historical as well as hysterical.
Yeah, well, I'll not hold you up any longer then. I've a lot to attend to.
Does she think what I think she's thinking?
I think she does.
She must think I'm dafter than she is then. Hey, how are you fixed for taking over Bet Lynch's booking?
Oh, I'm sorry, Irma. I've had all my holidays for this year.
Oh, what can I get you then?
Light in a garden piece for me Auntie Anna. She'll pay you later when she comes in.
Okay. I'll have to go and open the account.
Right. Hello. She's just gone to get me something from the back.
Are we going on with him then?
Who?
Nobby Noblet, the old codger you've adopted to work your sins off on.
Oh, all right.
Fun.
Do you know him then?
I know of him. They reckon he eats up do-gooders for breakfast.
He don't want to be helped.
They never do, the Nobby Noblets of this world. That's why they're always in need of it.
When I went round this morning, he wouldn't even let me in.
What did you do?
Well, what could I do?
By gum, isn't that just typical of your generation?
What do you mean?
Doing good works is all right until the novelty wears off. Well, the minute somebody slams a door in your face, you run back to your tape recorders and your guitars like a frightened rabbit.
What do you expect me to do? Kick the rotten door in?
Well, that might be a good idea for a start.
Ooh.
Can I get you something, Mrs. Sharples? That is, if you've come down off your soapbox.
Well, you could have done when I come in, but I've had to wait about so long I've gone right out of my mind now. Hello.
Hello, Chuck.
Hiya.
Hello, love.
Oh, cheer up. Nobody's going to eat you.
Oh, I shouldn't be too sure of that either. Not when you hear what I've come to tell you.
Mr. Nobbit, come on. Mr. Noblet. It's me, Lucille. Let me in, please.
Go on. Go away. Go away. Leave me alone. Go away.
Come on, Mr. Noblet, I only want to talk to you.
Oh, well, I don't want to talk to you. Go away before I set the puppies on you.
Look, you get sick of hearing before I'm sick of knocking.
Hey, love. Mind your fingers, love, because it's hot. Be careful, that one's out the back of the oven. Go steady.
Sorry, missus.
I'll be glad when this place makes up its mind whether it's an alehouse at dinner time or Fred's Caff on the A1.
Oh, come now, Mrs. Sharples. Lunchtime catering's always been a feature of the better type of public house.
Lunchtime capering it might have been, but I can't see yesterday's meat pie smothered in gravy getting you into any good food guide.
Mrs. Sharples, those pies were fresh from the bakery this morning.
In that case, I should advise you to take your custom somewhere else. Oh, and while we're talking about lunchtime catering...
Yes?
I hope I can send the bill to you to take the gravy off me coat.
Hello, Mrs. Walker.
Irma?
How are things here in the salt mines?
I'm sure Mrs. Turpin here will deal with you.
Oh, I'm sure she will. I mean, if Mrs. Turpin stepped one foot out of the door, the place would collapse, wouldn't it? And if you ever want a favour doing, Mrs. Walker, walk straight past our house, you know.
I'm sorry I had to let you down, love, but I'd have lost my job.
It's all right, don't worry about it.
When you be going to Torquay, then?
Ooh, I'm going if I've got to burn the shop down and pay the train fare with the insurance money.
Oh, what do you want as if I didn't know?
Oh, you've heard then, have you?
There isn't very much that's said round here that I don't hear, lass.
Oh, they say bad news travels faster than good, don't they? Well, go on, how you fix them for looking after the shop for me for a while?
By gum, you must be desperate if you've finally worked your way down to me.
All right, so I'm desperate now, will you, or won't you?
Very sorry, I can't.
Can't or won't because I never asked you first.
Well, it would have been nice to have been asked first, but that's got naught to do with it.
No?
No. There's something on every night next week at the mission, which means they'll expect that place to be spotless every day by midday. And I'm not just up to double shifts anymore.
Oh, well, there's no charge for asking, is there?
Oh, hello, Chuck. I've asked him for you.
Who?
Your dad. And he said to tell you that while it will discommode him having me away for a while, it'll be well worth it, if it makes you happy.
Look, ma'am, the way things are going at present, nobody's going on holiday. But if things change, and they do, you certainly haven't been selected.
Ah, Chuck.
What the hell do you want to keep hammering on my door for?
I can't touch over that thing!
You what?
That thing!
I can't take your thieving hooks off that!
I only want to talk to you.
Ah, well, I don't want to talk to you. Coming in here like God Almighty. Now, look, see what you've done? You made it go all funny. I suppose you're satisfied now, are you?
Let me have a go.
Take your hands off it! What do you know about it? The big kid's coming in here. See? I suppose you're happy now, are you?
I only turned it off.
You broke it. I kept telling you to clear off.
Listen, I've got a friend who'll mend it for you.
Oh, no.
He's dead good at
Yeah,
radios.
you don't take that wireless out of here. I know your tricks. Here, you better clear off before I make you sorry you stopped.
Have you had your dinner?
Mind your own business.
You've got to eat.
When I want to eat, I eat, and when I don't, I don't.
Shall I go for some fish and chips for you?
No!
How about a nice sloppy mixture then?
Oh, no. Butter makes me bilious and peas give me wind. No, go on, clear off. Leave me alone.
I only want to help you, Mr. Noblet.
Why?
Because I think you need it.
Never needed help in my life.
Come on, I'll side up for you.
Don't take your hands off that lot. Everything there is the way I want it.
Is this your wife, then?
Was.
Nice looking, wasn't she? She reminds me of my mum a bit. She died when I was a kid. Now, what do you think she'd say if she saw you living in this tip?
Ah, don't talk so wet.
When did she... How long have you been on your own?
Long enough. I always knew she'd go first, but she were lucky. Shouldn't have to hang about down here.
Don't you have no family?
Family? Oh, I have family somewhere.
Boys or girls?
Lads, of course.
Why, of course.
'Cause I'm stuck here, aren't I, in this dump by myself. Lads are no use to you. Lasses will look after you, but not lads. Oh, no, they go off and get married, they do. And the wives are too busy looking after their own to look after you. Lads?
Shall I make you a cup of tea?
Please the same.
Hey, are you going to cheer up her, aren't you?
I'm sorry, Frank. I just keep remembering Irma's face when I told her.
Look, kid, if you want to go with her, you go. If it's upsetting you that much, it's all the same to me, you know.
I don't want to go with her. It's just that I feel a right so-and-so for letting her down, that's all.
Why?
Well, why do you think? I mean, I have spoiled her holiday.
I don't see how.
What do you mean?
I mean, Irma Barlow herself, like. She's not the bearded lady, you know. In fact, she's a fair piece of stuff, is old Irma.
So?
So when she walks into a bar down Torquay, they're gonna be buzzing round her like bees round a honeypot. And don't tell me that'll spoil her holiday. 'Cause for my money, that's the nearest Irma I'll ever get to heaven.
That's true. She'll not be on her own long if I know Irma.
See, you wouldn't chuckle. So why the long face?
I suppose you're right.
I know I'm right. Anyway, she's got that other thing going for her, hasn't she?
What other thing?
Well, she's a widow. I mean, when that gets around the bar, someone's going to be killed in the rush.
Why's that?
Well, why do you think?
Do men really think like that?
Well, all the men I've known do any road.
They're lousy dogs.
Well, that's the way it goes, isn't it?
Is that the way it goes with you, then?
I'm a blonde man myself.
Well, you like it? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Oh, yes, I like it.
Well, what's up, then?
Guess.
I can't. I was very backward at school and no good at guessing games, so tell me.
All right. I'm up to my eyes in debt.
Oh, no.
And I have to do everything I can do to get myself out of debt.
Do you know how much this thing cost?
I don't want to hear about it.
10 quid. 10 rotten, measly, lousy quid.
It doesn't matter how much it cost, Elsie. We agreed we'd use every cent we could raise to get me out of the red.
Look, Alan, my job is selling stuff, right? Stuff that makes people look good, and I have to look good to sell it. So I need something to look good in,
Oh,
right?
come on, Elsie. You've got more stuff to look good in than I know of anybody else. We can't get in the flaming bedroom upstairs for your stuff.
Do you know how hard I have to work to earn my flaming money? The no thank yous and call again next week and a mile after flaming mile
Yes,
after
I
walk?
know exactly how hard you have to work to earn every cent of it. Which surprises me. You're prepared to waste £10 on buying something you don't need. And you don't need it, do you? I'm sorry, love.
Oh, don't go on. I saw it in the shop window and I liked it and I thought it'd suit me, so I bought it. I'm not used to having to pull my belt in another notch instead of eating.
Well, neither am I.
I'll take it back tomorrow.
No, don't be daft. Look, Elsie, it's not so much the dress. I want you to realize that I meant what I said. I wasn't just blowing off steam yesterday when I said I'm not going to spend the rest of my life with engine oil under my fingernails. Look, love, I've had a taste of what it's like up there. And I like the taste, and I want to be up there again. And I won't get up there if we waste every penny we can save on stuff we don't need.
I'll stop in after school and clean the blackboard, eh?
Double 284. Oh, what's that? Charm Cosmetics from London.
Hey.
It's not for me.
Hello, Mrs. Howard speaking. Oh, yes? Oh. Oh, I see. Well, I don't really know. I mean, hang on a minute. It's the office, the boss.
Oh?
They want me to go to London for a course. Area supervisor.
For how long?
Could you tell me how long it had before? Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, hang on a minute. 3 weeks. Well, what do you think?
What do you think?
Well, it would mean more money and I wouldn't have to walk so flaming much.
Oh, why not?
You fix it for me, Billy. You used to be dead good at fixing radios.
Oh, why don't we just flog it to the British Museum? I mean, use the money to buy old Nobby a radiogram.
No, can you, though?
Oh, what's wrong with it? Apart from the fact that it's dying of old age.
You just banged it and it went dead.
Well, I'm not surprised. Probably a valve gone. If it works off valves like and not jam jars. Oh, all right, kid. I'll have a look at it for you.
Hey, and will you make it quick, because it's dead important to him.
All right. Do you want a drink?
Oh, yeah, I'll have a shandy.
So the trip's off, then?
Well, it looks as if it'll have to be, won't it?
Of course, you could always shut shop up.
Oh, why? And come back, find all my trade's gone down to Rosamond Street supermarket. You think there'd be somebody to look after the shop for me for a while, wouldn't you?
Ah, have another drop of Mother's Ruin. It won't seem quite as bad.
You what?
Mother's Ruin, you know.
I do know, yes.
Well, do you want another drink or don't you?
No, it's not that. No, thanks. You've just given me a very daft idea, and you know what, Ray? I'm just daft enough to try it.
So where's she gone now, then?
Over the pub. I said I'd watch shop for her. And them toffees you're stuffing yourself with are 1 3 a quarter.
Charge it to me account. Hey, what did she say when you said I was coming round for me tea?
Nothing, I haven't told her yet.
Uh-oh, Joyce, a flipping cum.
Hello.
How you going?
Oh, swinging. Are you being attended to?
I've asked Frank to come for his tea, Irma.
Well, in that case, you better go upstairs and start getting it ready, haven't you?
Right, yeah.
You know, they say this pork luncheon meat's very nice.
Thanks.
2 and 11 to you, love.
I'll pay for that.
Suit yourself.
Come on, love, help me do bread and butter.
What exactly did you want to see me about, Chuck?
I'll tell you, ma'am. You need a rest and I need a rest, right?
That's right, Chuck.
And they do say change is as good as a rest, don't they?
That's right, Chuck.
Well, I could get my change by going down to Torquay for a rest. You could get your rest by coming in the shop for a change in my place.
The shop? You mean me on my own, like?
Yeah, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, Chuck. Yeah.